Hello and welcome to the Broke Book Girls podcast, your go-to destination for indie reads. We're your hosts, Anne and Bree, and we would love for you to join us as we journey through all things indie. Here we aim to highlight incredible indie authors, explore new worlds, and introduce you to books you won't find anywhere else. Tune in to find your next read, have a laugh, and share in the joy of finding your home. Hello and welcome to episode that says 16. It is not episode 16. It is in fact episode 19 because I just copied and pasted this from another document of the Broke Book Girls podcast. The pod that is good for your soul and bad for your TBR. I can spell, I swear. We aim to be your go-to destination for all things indie. I'm Bree. This is Anne. And today we're going to be talking about book recommendations. We discussed this. Well, if we were going to make any recommendations, what trope would we focus on? And we have selected Fated Mates as our trope of choice for today. So we're going to discuss all things Fated Mates. We have a list, but before we get into talking about one of the best tropes to exist, Anne, what are you reading?
Well, I'm currently reading the dramatic pause. I'm currently reading Empress Teresa, and I'm not having a good time.
No.
In preparation for our upcoming episode where we talk all things Empress Teresa, it means we have to read this fucking book, and it is a nightmare. I feel like I'm losing brain cells every single time I read that book. So thanks, Ben. I really appreciate it. But on a better note, I am currently rereading Smoke and Scar on audio in preparation for the audiobook release. That's coming on the 2nd of September, I'm pretty sure. And in preparation for book 2, because I have the arc looking at me in my Kindle, and I'm very, very excited for Splintered Kingdom. What are you currently reading, Brie?
So I am also reading Empress Teresa. Thanks, Benjamin. Bitch. Bitch. I really hate the fact that it was recommended for us to read and then was told you won't read the whole thing because I can't turn down a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say at least you and I are suffering together.
Yeah, at least we're not doing it solo.
If I was doing it solo, I probably would have thrown my. I can't believe we spent $7 on that book. I just can't believe it.
And like I was one of the nights when I got angry with it, I was like, fuck this. And I looked on Goodreads, and like just the reviews of people saying how bad this book is and that you deserve a prize if you finish this book. And like people are like, don't buy this book, just read the preview and it will show you how bad this book is and that you don't need to read it. And I'm like, well, too late. I spent $7 on this fucking thing. So Ben, you owe me $7.
We deserve a prize when we finish this book.
Yes.
We need a prize. I don't know what it's going to be, but we deserve something. So anyone 100%. Has any ideas of what we deserve, tell us. If that is punching Ben in the arm, not the face. I mean, Anne can... Yeah, you do what you want. Let's not hurt my friends.
No, let's not.
Let us know what... We need a prize. But on another note... And this is like the however many week in a row that I'm saying this, but I am still reading A Wraith Beneath the Tides by Amelia J. Now, I have read Tempting Triton from cover to cover because it was such a good. I read that. I finished Forget Me Not by L. Ashwell. I'm just really struggling with reading on my Kindle at the moment, and I think that's because I associate my Kindle with Empress Teresa. And I've just realised that now as I've associated. I can't read on my Kindle, so I'm actually going to try reading a physical book today. Because if it's not on my Kindle, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, Yeah. I
So
see
I
that
don't
as an
know.
issue.
Yeah, it's just associated with I fucking hate that book. So I don't know what book I'm gonna read. I don't know if I want to do a reread or if I want to start something new. Um,
Are you still feeling slumpy?
I am still feeling slumpy. I am eyeing Butcher and Blackbird. It is staring at me on my shelf, and I am fully tempted to try read that to break my slump. It's the 31st of August. If I can break my slump before September, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how I feel later. I've got.
Should I I've got it like right here. Should I read you like the first
Do it.
page
Yes.
to like get you like okay.
Story time with Anne.
So story time with Anne. I won't read the trigger warnings because it might scare you off, so we'll just leave that. So there's a prologue, and it says Butcher and Blackbird Annual August Showdown. 7 days, tiebreaker by rock, paper, scissors. Best of 5, winner takes the first phantom. So that's a prologue. But chapter 1 is where it gets really good. So it says, being a serial killer who kills serial killers is a great hobby, until you find yourself locked in a cage for 3 days with a dead body in the Louisiana summer with no air conditioning. And then it carries on. It's so good. You need to read it. Like, you need to read it.
Okay. I think
like,
okay. It's
hilarious.
Once when we have finished recording this episode, I will start reading it. And I think you swear on that one because
I want all the updates.
I think between you, probably have to also tell Rosie. I'll be like, hey Rosie, guess what?
Literally, just put us in a group chat.
I'm like, I'm reading a dark romance, guys. How do I get myself in these situations?
It's really funny because Rosie is the same. Like, she doesn't read contemporary. She doesn't read, she was always a fantasy girly. She read Butcher and Blackbird, and we accidentally ended up buddy reading it because we were reading it at the same time, and it was so funny. So then we had it, and she was like obsessed. And it's, I think it might turn you into a dark romance girly. I'm so excited.
I don't know. I think you're opening me up to more, but let's be completely fair. I love my contemporary soft, considering 1, 2, 3 shelves.
That's fine. You can be a soft girly and a dark romance girly.
Was that thunder?
Probably.
Oh. Look, as long as it goes the other way instead of down here.
Yeah.
I don't want thunder. I don't like thunder. We had thunder the other day at work, and I sat there and I went, no!
That is definitely thunder.
It's probably going to head this way, because it's...
Probably. I think it does. It's moving towards Auckland.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Anyway. So, at least it's not your stomach this time.
True. Yet. We shall see.
Or your father-in-law coughing in the background.
We're recording early enough that I don't think he's going to come in and start cooking dinner. So we might actually have an episode where we don't hear so
bingo card. we really need to get onto those bingo cards.
Yes, I need to write that on my list. Bingo card. All right, let me do that. Write it on one of my lists. Broke Book Girls bingo card.
Because who doesn't love a good bingo card?
Alrighty, I will start working on that, and I'll send you a link, and we can then join on it.
Excellent. Alrighty. So, we're talking Fated Mates book recommendations.
Yes.
I had been thinking about it, and I was sitting there going, I was sitting there looking at my books going, what the fuck? Who's Fated Mates? Who's sitting there going, I don't know what Fated Mates are anymore.
That was the same with me. Like, Fated Mates is one of my favorite tropes, and It's in so many books that I read, but then when we decided to do this episode, I was like, and then I had to like search my Goodreads and like go through everything, and it was like the worst time.
I sat here when I saw the list that you had that you'd put in there. I sat there going, okay, cool. I've read one of those series, and then I sat there going, there's got to be more. There's got to be more. Who's more? And it's trying to remember. Does that book have fated mates? Are they considered fated mates?
Yeah. It was like, because when we decided to do this trope, we were like, oh, maybe we'll do enemies to lovers, but then we're like, no, the enemies to lovers is like too big. We always talk about our enemies to lovers. Let's talk about fated mates. And then we were like,
who is a fated mate at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I think my fated mate is energy drinks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is my mate right there.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
So the first on our list is a trilogy we are both obsessed with. It's thanks to Anne that I read it.
If you can't guess.
If you can't guess, it is the one that only Celia Rourke, The Crooked Crowns trilogy.
Yeah. Where do we even start? You don't really get into the fated mates until book 2.
Yeah.
And it's a different take on fated mates.
It's a very different system to what we're used to, because as Celia kind of wrote it, there's kind of 2 different groups.
Yeah.
Which is not one that you usually see. Generally, when we talk about fated mates, we go, oh.
Like, immediately there's a connection, they know, and it's just watching the relationship blossom, but we don't meet this character really until book 2. And yeah, it's not really spoken about. It's implied for quite a bit of the book. And yeah, it's fated mates, but definitely a different take on it from what we're used to, which I found really refreshing and really interesting.
Yeah, it was, when actually reading it, I kind of went, oh, I like this take on it. A different combination is like, it's not like when you're reading most, I don't know, werewolf stories. It's like, you are the one. It's like, there is this, but there is also this. And I don't know, Celia just wrote it so beautifully. I need to turn that off.
Yeah, because with Celia, there is multiple relationships that the female main character has, and she loves multiple people. So it's very interesting seeing how they all navigate the fated mate scenario, and how they have to like deal with their own jealousy and wanting. Oh my God, what's her name? I forgot her name. Clara. There we go.
I was
Jeez.
Like, that was.
We're not talking about Celia, Clara. I like Clara also dealing with trying to provide enough attention to like multiple love interests, and it's really interesting, and I just love that series so much.
And then it's really in book 3, which you and I have both read.
Yes.
Nobody else has. Guys, you're in for a you're in for a treat. It is so good when you read it. And book 3 really explores even further. So there are existing relationships, but it's not just Clara, it's the other people involved building a relationship as well.
Yeah.
And how all 3 kind of learn to rely on each other.
Yeah.
It was really interesting, and it was so good to read.
And like the soft moments between the 2 love interests of like providing gifts and like providing support, and it was really like they loved each other in their own way, but very different to the love that they had for Clara. And I really loved it, and it's so good. Guys, please read it.
Please, before book 3, we are about to become, the two of us are about to become absolutely insufferable with book 3 coming out. Like, we're going to be, you're not going to be able to shut us up.
No.
There are going to be so many posts. There's going to be so much. So, I highly recommend read book 1 and book 2 so that way when book 3 comes out in November.
Yes.
See, I remember things. It doesn't happen always.
And if you sign up for the arc of book 3, the first 20 people are getting book 1 and book 2 for free. So
there you go. See?
If you haven't read it, you can get the ebook copies for free. So
do it now.
Do it. Or I'll grab both my books, go find you and beat you with them, so then you read them.
I will have book 1. I got the Romance Realm. I was like, I need this book, so I'm very excited to have book 1 physically, so I can go and beat people with it.
Yeah.
You will read this book. Totally not aggressive.
No, never.
Never been aggressive a day in my life. What do you mean?
No. We don't threaten.
Alrighty. No, we don't threaten violence or arson.
No, never. No, never. So my pick is A House of Cloak and Daggers by Lauren Little. Again, this is another sort of different take on fated mates. Like, our main character is, she believes she's human, she's in the human world, and she ends up meeting this man who she's been dreaming about for years. And she doesn't really understand the dreams. It's just very interesting, and she ends up then being taken into the fae world, and she's kind of learning all these things, realizing that people are after her, and she's actually ending up falling in love with another person and kind of not realizing that this person is her fated mate. So we're watching this dynamic, like, from the outs looking in that they are fated mates, but she doesn't. She knows she has a connection to this person, but also doesn't realize it. She's kind of being falsely led down this path as well, just because of reasons. And it's just so interesting. It's definitely more of a darker fantasy than a lot of the fantasy romance. It has a lot of darker elements, and it's really good and really interesting, and I would highly recommend. Book 2 has just been released. I haven't read it yet, but I'm very excited to read it, especially with the cliffhanger that happened at the end of book 1. So yeah,
we love a great cliffhanger.
Yeah, I do. It's just sitting there looking at me, and I just already want to read it again. It's so good. Yeah, it's just really good. I really enjoyed it. Very fast paced. And I'll just pull it up here and actually read you the synopsis, because it might give you a better feel for it. All right. Fairies can't lie, but they can keep a secret. He blinked a few times as he swung his gaze back to me. I knew this would happen, he murmured, beginning to slur as his eyes fought to slam shut once more. I'm so in love with you, it made me sick. When Orelai Roberts first meets the man of her dreams, he's being tortured in them, literally. Obsessed with saving him from the monsters armed with iron weapons, she craves sleep for 3 long months, if only for the chance to see him again. The day one of those monsters hunts her into the real world, Aura meets Ren, a cocky high fae man who saves her life and explains that human women like her are being hunted and killed. To protect those she loves most, including herself, Aura makes a bargain with Ren and finds herself fleeing into Fairy to seek protection under the High King. Instead of salvation, Aura only finds secrets. Dark, twisted truths about herself, her family, the High King of Fairy, and even the man from her dreams. He's real, but can she save him before it's too late? And when she finds out who he is, will she still want to?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there is a twist towards the end that is quite shocking, so I would highly recommend.
Well, it's on the list. It's already on my list, so.
I do have to thank Erin for talking about this book so much, just a little bit bookish, on Instagram. She's been Lauren's hype woman, and she's the reason why I read this.
Excellent.
And you can get signed copies from Chapters Tea and Books in Auckland.
See, I still need to go there. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna walk into that bookstore and just
do some damage to your wallet. I love it because they have so many indie books in there. Like that's where I got Celia's books. That's where I got House of Cloak and Daggers. They also have By the Orchid and the Owl by Maria Montoya. They also have Jen Morris's books and quite a few other indie authors. It's really cool. Yeah, I love it.
I have to go into the city on Saturday, so maybe I
just swing by the bookshop.
Well, that'll be my first stop, and then I'll go to what I need to do later on.
Nice.
I'll just rock up to my friend's birthday, and she'll be like, "What have you been doing?" And I'll be like,
"Bookshopping."
What does it look like I've been doing? Are we surprised? No. We should.
Like we said, good for the soul, bad for the TBR.
And your wallet.
Yeah.
That's okay. We accept the This is what happens when you sign up to being a book nerd.
Yeah.
You don't
forever broke because of books.
Yeah, and that's why we are the broke book girls.
Yes.
I guess my first pick was The Mated Myths by Lex Logan, which is Seducing Scylla and Tempting Triton, which, if you can't tell, is monster romance, and it is Seducing Scylla that we have told Ben that he needs to read as a consequence for us reading Empress Teresa. And if you can't tell by the title of the series, it is The Mated Myths, and I have seen what book 3's title is, and it is so I can't share it.
No, of course,
she shares it. But Lex told us in the street team, she showed us the title, and then she told us the trope, and I went, hell yeah.
Oh, let's go. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna need the authors I'm gonna need shelves for is Celia, Lex, and Zoe. Like that, and R. Moody. Like I'm gonna just need whole entire shelves just for these people.
Yes,
because they're instant buy
and everything that they write. Yeah, 100%.
Everything. But yeah, so Seducing Scylla, Scylla, of course, Morgan, Tempting Triton, Merman, with my favourite hashtag ever, which is the cockhead. Which you will understand if you've read. But yeah, it's these monsters, creatures meeting their mates. And
who've been alone for a long time.
Very long time on an island that nobody knows exists because there's a barrier and they're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
But
they've been cut off from everyone.
But if you like dated mates, very much what the first one would be. I'd almost say Grumpy Sunshine. Morgan is very sunshine. Tempting Triton is really good. Talks a lot about consent.
Yes.
Which we love. Animal companions, you get in Seducing Scylla, you get sharks. Yeah. And in book 2, in Tempting Triton, you get dolphins.
Yeah.
This is like, it's not my first venture into her monster romance, but it is my, okay, sorry. Topic of monster romance. My friend sent me a fucking reel, and I was at work, and I was sitting.
Oh no.
Fortunately, wasn't talking to anyone on the phone, but he sent me a reel about a book that was a monster romance that came up on his Instagram feed, real thing. Yep. It's called Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I've read it. It says what it is on the tin.
He sent it to me, and I this is the first time I've ever sworn at him specifically. I was like, what the fuck? And he blames me for that coming up on his reels, and I'm like,
bro, what are you looking up? The algorithm is obviously showing you what you want.
Exactly. Exactly. And then he's like, take this as a formal recommendation. And I'm like, man, come on. Like,
I would recommend.
yeah,
It
from
is
the reel of the guy
good.
talking about it, but the reel of the guy talking about it, I'm like, maybe I should.
It's so strange, but so good. Like, she literally works in a clinic where they milk minotaurs to make medication for people, and she falls in love with one of the men that she milks.
I have so many.
And milking as in milking. But it's very, like, it's a slow burn, and it's so sweet.
How is that a slow burn?
No, it is a slow burn. Because they don't have feelings for each other. She just does her job, and then she's like, oh, I actually like this, and then he also starts liking it, and he goes back, and he like only goes to her, and then he like gets the courage to ask her out towards the end of the book, and then we watch them go out on a date, and it's very cute.
Cool.
But the milking is very clinical. Like, it's very clinical. So it's not sexual at the beginning. I mean, it is, but it's also not, because it's very clinical. Like, it's she hooks him up to a machine. I highly recommend.
I'm going to read it specifically so I can message my friend back and say, so I read it.
Yes.
And he's going to be like, and I'm like, you should read it.
The second one's good too. It's about a Mothman. And it's called Sweet Berries. And it starts off with she's getting freaky in her bedroom on her own, and then a big tongue comes through her window. And it's sweet. He's like this little scientist, and he's got this little lab coat that has holes in it to let his wings out, and it's really cute.
A giant
if you get over the
come through the window.
Because he's in a tree watching. I'm actually crying.
I think we need to move on.
Okay. My next one, Band and Violet Ink. I've talked about this before in our anticipated releases. It's going up on Wednesday while we're recording, so it'll already be up while you're listening to this one. And this is by Charlotte Mallory. This is a short novella, and it's Fated Mates. It's about Crave obsession, fated love where he knows before she does. He's an unseelie High Lord chained in a seelie prison, and she's the adopted daughter of the very court that locked him away. She writes to him out of boredom, rebellion, a hunger for more, and he answers because his mate has found him, even if she doesn't yet understand what she's done. And the whole concept is basically them writing letters to each other. Like, she uses one of her like ladies in waiting to like slip her letters to him, and it's just really sweet, like watching them. She's older in life, so she's been trapped in this sort of in this castle from her adopted parents, and she's been treated really badly, and then he kind of like shows her that it's okay to be who she is, and it's okay to be older and not like be in love with anyone. And it's really sweet. It's about 200 pages and it's very short. It is now available on audio as well, so if you're looking for a short read. But yeah, just the Fated Mates. And a really cool thing about this one is they put their scent on the letters, Like, so they'll like rub the letter on their skin, and then they can kind of like, they slowly start to fall in love with each other through their smell, and it's really sweet, and I really loved it. Yeah,
that is
yeah,
adorable.
yeah, and yeah, it's so good. I really enjoyed it.
Aww.
Mm.
Here goes my TBR. I think that is on there. I think we have talked about it, and I think that probably would also be another one that would be good to break the slump.
Yeah, it's short, it's quick, and it's really sweet.
Add to the list.
Yes.
My next one is The Solstice Cycle by Tay Rose, and in that you can kind of look at it like a fated. As I thought about it, so it's threaded and scourged, however you want to say it. I don't fucking care. I don't say good words on Good Day. And it starts off with, it's almost like a reverse harem sort of thing.
Yeah.
But most of it is not sexual. But there is one guy in the whole thing, and they are very much, they're fated to be together. Like, there is no doubt. They go through a lot of shit. But the story follows Mariah, who goes to the Empress is dying, and she goes she gets kind of called there, and then the golden light things go, ooh, and she's chosen, and oh, look, you're the next Empress sort of person thingy. And the guys in her, I can't remember the word that Tay uses, her guards basically are chosen for her already.
Okay.
And then they have to kind of bond, and there's a little bit of smuttiness at the beginning with it, but then it just kind of goes away with each one until the one guy, where it's like he refuses to join with her because there's a whole thing about it. But in the end, they join forces. they join forces. And then shit goes sideways, of course, at the very end, and you're sitting there going, what the fuck is happening? But they you could tell they were fated for it. Like, it's written like, you guys are meant to be. You'll be together forever.
Yeah,
I hate each other.
I've had that one on my TBR for a while, and I need to get to it soon. Is it? Why do I have the feeling it's vampires? Is it vampires? No. No. Okay. I must be thinking about something else.
Potentially, I don't know what you're thinking about.
I think it might be one by Elena something. That is vampires. Yeah, I think I'm right. Anyway. I fucking love vampires, man.
Yeah. I can't go wrong with vampires. Apparently, it's been like 25 years since Twilight.
I've seen that.
I feel old.
Like, Twilight came out the year that I was born. What?
I'm 2 years older than Twilight.
Yeah, I turned 25 in May.
I know. You're the same age as Twilight. That is wild.
Yeah, that is actually. I didn't realize it was out for that long.
No, neither, until something had popped up. I think Zoe had messaged me. She was like, hoa, bitches. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, right.
Hoa, 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 hoa.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, right. That's vampires. Like, they're good for nostalgia, but there are other vampires that I like that don't sparkle. Like Quicksilver. That's good vampires.
Yes. Yeah. And another thing that I struggled with was, because we focus on indie for this podcast, there were so many fated mates that I read traditionally that I was struggling to find indie books, and I think that was the main issue. But yeah.
It was like, well, we still recommend vampires.
Yes, always. Alrighty, my next one is Her Vicious Beasts by E.P. Bally. Now, I have to say, Rosie has been beating me over the head to read this series. And I've started my very special Rosie vlog, which is reading books recommended by Rosie for my YouTube channel. And I did start reading Her Vicious Beasts, which is the novella. like the prequel novella to her Feral Beats series. The whole series is available on Kindle Unlimited, but Her Vicious Beasts isn't, which is the novella. It is only like under $2 on Amazon, but if you sign up for EP Ballet's newsletter, you can get the novella for free and you can send it to your Kindle. But this is really, really interesting. So we're following our main character who has been told, and it's been prophesized, that she will have 5 mates. And her father has banned her from allowing, because in this world, when you find your mate, you have this thing inside of you that kind of glows and you can kind of see that they are your mate and you can kind of see the threads that it leads to, which is your mate. She's been banned from allowing that to show and allowing to find her mates. And she ends up having to do this mission for her dad. And she goes into a prison to heal someone because she's got very powerful healing powers. And it turns out that maybe 2 or 3 of her fated mates are in this prison. And they are prisoners for this. They're kind of crazy.
So are we, so it's fine.
Yeah. So she awaits the day she can escape to a human college and live a life free and away from her father and the beasts that might come. But when she is called to heal an injured beast locked away in a dungeon, he is not only the monster caged there, and the course of her life changes forever. This is 0.5 in Her Vicious Beast, a contemporary fantasy, spicy shifter, male, female, male, 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 male series. And I just helped with the character art reveal because I'm now on EP Ballet's street team, and this man is one of her mates. Yes.
Was that one that I? Ooh,
yeah,
Mr. Ghoul. Sounds like he's about to come and offer me a red pill or a blue pill, Mr. Ghoul.
This is one of the characters.
Hot.
And
literally,
like,
flames.
Guys, come on. So this is one of her mates, and it's so good. And I'm very excited to continue with the series. So, Rosie, if you're listening, I promise I'm going to read it next, because I know you'll kick my ass if I don't.
And don't worry, I'm also getting there.
Yes. It's so good. Like, even the novella, I knew I was just going to be obsessed with this series, and I'm going to the last book isn't out yet, but I'm very excited to continue with the series.
I have the first book on... What the hell's happening there? There we go. I have the first book on my shelf currently, sitting beside Null and Void. So it's there. It's ready for me to read. But as Anne told me just before we started, that I should read the novella. So...
Yeah, it gives a bit of background into how she's met them, because the start of book 1 is basically the ending of the novella, and she's basically on the run from her mates, and they're like trying to find her.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So I definitely need to read the novella.
I would recommend, yes.
Otherwise, I might be a little bit confused, but that's okay. I'm always
yes. So the synopsis for book 1: with my life going down in literal flames, I ran from my father, from a forced marriage, from my mates, and I charged with a crime I didn't commit. They're all hunting me, and they're all furious. And that's just a tagline, and it's I'm so excited.
That is a good tagline.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy it when I get to it. Yeah. You keep talking. I need to pee. So, guys, please watch Anne for a couple of minutes while I go to the loo.
Will I just talk about my next one? Like, what am I talking about?
You can talk about anything you want to talk about. You can tell the people anything. I'm going to the loo.
Oh, gosh. Pressure.
I'll just throw everything out of the way as I go.
Oh, God. So, yeah. I don't know what to talk about when I don't have someone to talk about. So, someone to talk to. So, I don't know. Let me look through my list and see if I've got any other fated mate recommendations that I want to talk about that are not on the list that we're going to be talking about today. So let's pull up my Goodreads. We shall do that. Read books. Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Maas. That has a sort of fated mates scenario. Heavenly Bodies by a man, Eriyu. That is one of my favorite reads of this year so far. It's gone traditionally published. It was indie. Then we have, what else? The Ice Planet Barbarian series is technically fated mates, so I would definitely recommend that, but I wouldn't recommend you read them all in like binge them. I would recommend that you spread them out.
So
You're back! Oh, I was just going through my Goodreads and like naming other fated mates books that I'd recommend.
That is extremely smart. You could have said absolutely anything and I would believe you, because I don't listen to podcasts. I can't stand listening to my own voice. The only time I listen is when I'm doing the reels. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You could have been reciting the alphabet backwards and I would have been impressed. You could have told me that and I would have been like, nice.
Wow, that's a talent.
That's so cool. Can you do it drunk?
Okay. Right. Do you have another one, or?
I'm just looking at my bookshelf and I'm drawing a blank. What's down here? I can't remember if they're fated mates. I mean, I've talked about it before. Nicole Platania's The Curse of Ophelia. I mean,
yeah,
she also has a very interesting take where in the first book, you think she is with her. She's got like her heart bond, and the person who she's with isn't actually the person that she's supposed to be with.
Oh.
It was very interesting because they were like, oh, you know, we're destined to be together, always have been together, and like this is who we are, and then shit happens, and he dies, or he goes missing.
Yeah.
And then she finds him, and then they realize actually this isn't right. And then the other guy in the group, there's a couple of them, but there's one who they're getting really close, and it's like, actually, we're meant, like, we are fated to be. It's written in the stars. It's all of that sort of stuff. Now I'm just staring at my books and going, yeah, that sounds about right. Not me. Look, I don't know how Anne does it. I can't remember shit. As you can tell, Anne's really good at describing her books, and the book she reads experience, and I'm just sitting here going, yeah, so I read a book.
It was good.
It was good. I cried.
It's just practice.
Yeah, I just say words and hope for the best. But fair. I would probably say the Curse of Ophelia. I actually need to read the last book because book 5 has been released and it's the end of the series, and I'm not ready.
It's always scary when it's the last book.
Because that's when shit goes wrong and people die.
And then you cry.
And you say you... Why? But that's okay.
You bitch!
You bitch! Fuck you! Oh look, it's raining again. That's fun.
Yeah, it literally has been raining on and off all day.
It goes from being like slightly light to torrential to light again to extremely windy. They closed the harbour bridge. That's how gusty it's been here.
Oof. Yeah, it's been predicted like 100-kilometer-per-hour winds or something. It's crazy.
You can fly a kite in that, no problem. Might lose the kite.
Yeah, probably.
This would be a great time to take flying lessons, actually. I'm not going to do it, don't worry. We know how me.
I don't want to search for a new co-host. Thank you very much.
There's a challenge. No, I'm not going to accept that.
That
is not a challenge.
No.
I value my life. Whilst I may say and do things that go against me saying I value my life, I do actually value my life, and taking flying lessons right now would not be a good idea. However, there are other people who could go kite surfing, and I'd be like, you'll be fine.
Bye.
Have fun!
Yeah.
You're doing great, sweetie. Anyway. Your last one on our list.
My last one is A Wolf in the Garden by Allegra Hall. I've talked about this in quite a few episodes. And I just love this book with my whole entire heart. This is a NZ Kiwi indie... NZ Kiwi? Obviously. An NZ indie author. And Allegra really puts...
Are you sure that it's an NZ Kiwi?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's an NZ Kiwi. It might be an Australian one. No, I'm kidding. Continue. Allegra really puts a lot of Maori culture, language, and customs within her books, and I just love it. So in this one, we're following Ellie and Van. They were dating when they were younger, and he then broke her heart, and she's been kind of dealing with that ever since. But also in this world, it was a contemporary world, and then all of a sudden, the veil broke down, and all of these supernatural beings were found to live on Earth. And so a lot of people who thought they were human realized that they weren't human, and that includes Ellie. She finds out that she has like sort of these pointy ears, and she is either an elf or fae, and she is very confused by that. So she hides it, and kind of the world is coming accustomed with all these monsters coming out of the woodworks. And one day she is being told that there's this really rich American guy that's coming, and he's bought this winery, and you should do all of the gardening and landscape work because you're the best out there. And so she agrees to meet him. Turns out it's Van, who is her ex-boyfriend. And turns out he's also a werewolf, and they are fated mates. And it's so good. Like, I love it so, so much. It's so sweet. It's so good. Like, Van really has basically moved to New Zealand to find her and try and get back together with her, because once the veil fell down and fell apart, he realized that she was his fated mate, and that he had to leave due to specific reasons that I won't go into because it is kind of spoilery, but he couldn't do anything about it. And now he has kind of broken away from that and gotten away, and now he's like, right, I'm going back for my mate, and I'm going to make her hopefully forgive me and make her fall back in love with me again. And it's just watching their story, and certain things happen that put Ellie in a bit of danger, so we see a very protective Van, and it's such a good time, and I loved it so much.
As also, I think we've talked about that quite a lot on the on here, and it's one of those ones that I know I definitely need to read. Like,
yeah.
And I always love it when Kiwi culture what the hell is happening here? When Kiwi culture is being incorporated into especially the Māori culture, that needs to be put into books more. Yeah.
So Ellie is a Māori, and we meet her grandfather, and she speaks Māori, and she starts teaching Van Māori as well, because he really wants to learn, because he knows that the culture is really important to her and it's a part of her and her life. And they go to Whangarei, which is very close to where I live, and it's just so good. And I love it so, so much. It's so good. And Allegra has just opened up ARC signups for her newest release, and I'm so excited. I ran so fast for that sign up that I will actually cry if I don't get that book.
I have a feeling you will get it.
I hope so. Or I'll be in her DMs, like, crying, like, pretty please.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. But yeah, I would highly recommend it if you haven't read it. It's so good.
I shall add, definitely. That is high on my list.
It's so good.
I will read it before the year is out.
Yeah.
So you've already gone through a lot of other ones with everybody. Well,
Yeah, so I was just like going through my read books and I'm like, oh, has fated mates, but this is traditionally. So some of the ones that I said were Heavenly Bodies by Imani Iriu. It was indie published. It is now traditionally published. Words. Jesus fucking Christ. It's so good. She is fated to fall in love with this god, and the god, when they do, they will die. And this god decides to come down and try and kill her. So she has to run to this enemy kingdom and has to try and defeat this god who is supposed to be her fated mate. And it's really interesting and it's a really good take on it. Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass. It's a dark fantasy, and there's kind of a fated mates scenario there.
On my shelf. I bought it. I have not read it yet.
Yeah, that's a really good one. It has Greek mythology. What else? Would you say When Death Called Life Home had fated mates?
See, I was thinking about that, and I don't actually. Sorry, my nail fell off. That is my nail there, right?
Oh.
I don't know if I would say it's fated mates. I don't think Zoe has gone that route with them.
Yeah.
She's definitely gone, like, it's with When Death Called Life Home is second chance romance.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say fated, but in the same breath, he represents death and she represents life. I was talking to Zoe earlier. I should have been like, hey. So I think, and I did think about it, but I was like, no, it's like I don't really think so. But I mean, in a breath, you could say yes, but then also combat it with a no.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's why I didn't put it on the list, because I was like, you could go down the route saying it is, but then also at the same time you can say it's not. Another one would be
for and against.
Yeah, for and against it. Yeah. Blood Song by Sarah Rose, that has like vampires. It's pretty good. He is immediately obsessed with her. House of Blight by Maxim Martinu. That's a trad published book, but it was good. This Vicious Dream by Stacia Stark, and the Kingdom of Lies series as well by Stacia Stark. They're I think they were indie and then they were trad. Now they're trad. Really, really good. Love them.
Wow, I'm going through my Goodreads and my favorite book just came up. Let's keep scrolling past that.
Let's actually just do a quick fated mates book list and just see what's on there.
That's a good idea.
It'll be all probably trad books, but
you could argue
A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Yes.
Yeah, but we know that already. Another indie I could almost say fated mates is Lunaria by Cara Douglas.
Yeah.
It's Faye, and she's in one world and she's actually born in another, and then she gets brought home. And her mate is there. What else is there?
It's like when you've read so many that you just can't remember anything.
Yeah.
How to Find a Nameless Fae by A.J. Lancaster would be considered fated mates, I would say.
Okay. I mean, this is all
Ice Planet Barbarians.
I read one of those books while I was on the plane, and I had to, once I finished it, I turned my Kindle over and I'm like, that's enough. That's enough for today.
I'm on book 11.
How many are there?
Like 16 something. And the thing is, it's basically the same thing over and over again. So I like to space them a couple of months in between, or they all just blur together. It hits book number 8, and then the plot kind of changes, and it goes in a bit of a different direction, which is kind of fun. but it's basically just smutty fun time.
We love smutty fun times.
Heliacal Rising, would you say, CC Davy?
Yeah, I think you could.
I think you could argue that it is.
I think you definitely could. I mean, I think a lot of this is what we would believe to be, and
Yeah.
I would argue for it being Fated Mates.
Muscles and Monsters by Ashley Bennett, and Tentacles and Triathlons, which is book number 2. They're really fun. Monster romances.
I hear tentacles and I go, Benjamin.
Oh, that actually might be a good one to get him to read too.
He's never gonna talk to me again.
That's alright, I'm not gonna talk to him again after bloody this book. Jesus. There's so many. Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa. A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee.
I mean, there's a lot. There is a lot out there.
There's so many that I've read. It's insane. A lot of them now are indie or trad published, but another one that I really enjoyed is House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. Okay. It doesn't really go into the fated mates dynamic in book 1, mainly because she's in love with someone else and truly believes that they're going to be together. And then it kind of leads into the ending of book 1 where it's like drama and she realizes maybe they're not. Your Coffin or Mine by Jacqueline Hyde is another vampire one. And it's a grumpy sunshine where this like influencer runs away from her wedding because she finds out that her fiance is cheating on her. Runs away, books this like castle in Transylvania, and it turns out it's Dracula's fucking castle, and Dracula's there.
Okay, I've just pulled it up. The cover looks
so fun. It's so fun.
That looks so fun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
A runaway bride, a grumpy 6-year-old vampire pretending to be a human, a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. It's so good.
I love that so much.
If you want something that's a little bit fun and weird and dark, Cupid Psycho by Beatrix Hollow. This girl is a half vampire and she ends up being in love with a serial killer, and the serial killer is her therapist, and she finds out that her therapist is a serial killer vampire, and then he like makes a situation happen that ends up putting her in a mental institution. So he has like full access to her, and then she also has like other fated mates that are in the like mental home, and it's crazy.
The site, yeah, I can't. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's normal. That's normal things.
Yeah, just normal dark romance stuff.
How much dark romance can I read?
I think that's quite a bit of what I've read. Yeah. The Mead Mishap series by Kimberly Lemming. That's another kind of like monster romance. Yeah, I've got quite a few. We should just do like a big post with like a bunch of our recommendations.
We really should. We will. That's what we'll do. We'll, after when this episode comes out, we'll do here is everything we recommend.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Excellent. But
so I'm going to stop looking at my Goodreads because I'm just going to keep going down a rabbit hole.
And you'll be adding more things to your TBR.
Yeah. I don't need that right now. I've got too many books to read.
So that concludes our Fated Mates book recommendation. I think that went very well.
That did.
So, as per every episode, we'll talk about our spark of joy and our plug of the week.
Mhm.
And what is your spark of joy?
Spark of joy this week would be probably signing a new client for my PA work, which is really exciting. CH Lynn, I love you and thank you for wanting to work with me. And yes, hopefully we will get a podcast interview with her very, very soon, but that would be good. So yeah, what's your spark of joy for the week?
See, I've thought about this before, and now I can't remember. Probably, I introduced this TV show Stargate to one of my friends, and he now wants to watch the rest of it, and that makes me so happy because Stargate is one of my comfort shows. I know the show back to front. There's nothing new that they can do that'll surprise me. I can tell you the best episodes, in my opinion. But we started from season 1, episode 1 on Friday, and we watched 5 episodes. And despite the fact that I wanted to skip a couple of them because I'm like, I hate this episode, it was really good. And he was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this later. And I'm like,
yeah, that's always good.
I just love getting people to watch Stargate. Unless you're not a sci-fi person, then I wouldn't recommend it because
I just have trauma around Stargate.
That's fair.
As a kid, that was all my dad watched on TV, and I just had no interest. And every time he put it on, I'm like, oh my god, again!
I got back into watching it because I used to watch it with my mum, and then of course there's some bits that I didn't see because I was too young.
Yeah.
But I was on my school holidays and I was bored and I had nothing to watch, and Mum was like, oh, why don't you watch Stargate? Because she had the first 2 episodes that technically came out as like a feature length sort of thing, the first 2 episodes. And so I watched those and I was immediately hooked. I was like, I need all of this. I need to see all of it. I now own them all on DVD.
Oh, that's cool.
My goal is to meet every Stargate actor that I can when they come to Auckland Armageddon. So I've met Richard Dean Anderson, David Hewlett, Jason Momoa.
He was in Stargate?
Stargate Atlantis, so one of the spin-off series. So there were 2 spin-offs. Okay. There was Stargate Atlantis, which is the better of the spin-offs, and then Stargate Universe. Yeah. We don't talk about Stargate Universe because it sucks. Anyone who disagrees with me, come at me, bro. I will fight you to the death. The only good character in Stargate Universe was Eli. And they did him dirty. And Rachel Luttrell. So those are the ones that I've met from Stargate. And my goal is to meet as many as I can. And I'm really sad.
Is there more coming to this Armageddon?
No! And I was when they did the guest announcements, I was sitting there going, just like anyone, just like even a smaller Stargate. I don't care who it is, just someone. They've got so many big names. Give the nerds of the smaller shows shit, but no, not this time.
Dang.
That's okay. I will. Winter is next year. Maybe they'll have Stargate actors there. They actually had no Stargate actors.
Just find an email and just email them. Be like, just bring this person, bring this guy. Yeah.
Even if it's a repeat person, bring them back. I just want to meet them. But that's okay. I've got many years left on my life. It'll be fine. I'll get there.
Nice.
I'll meet Lord of the Rings people instead this year. So.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them, eh? I was watching the announcement list and I was like, holy.
Elijah Wood, Andy Serkis, they've got Graham McTavish coming. I was really hoping for more of the Hobbits, but Elijah Wood's still a big name to have. And we've got Alan Tudyk, who was in basically everything except Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited because Firefly.
Yeah, I never watched that.
I would highly recommend.
Yeah, I need more TV shows to watch.
Firefly.
Stargate.
No, don't do Stargate. If you've got trauma around it, don't do it. What is your plug of the week?
I didn't think about this before we start recording, which is terrible. What would be my plug of the week? What have I done this week?
Work. Don't
work. No, I don't want to plug work. I want to plug when you've had a really bad day, just come home and lie face flat on your bed for a few minutes I did that on Friday when I came home from work because I had a really rough day on Friday. I was like on the verge of tears multiple times. Uh, I'm a CNC machine operator for an aluminium joinery company, so it was stressful. And I was on the verge of tears, crying almost constantly that day. But I came home, like lay flat down on the bed for a couple of minutes. That was quite nice. And then my partner came over and like shuffled me across the bed, and he came up and cuddled me, and it was really nice. So I would recommend just curling up in bed for a little while if you've had a bad day, and just let yourself calm down and relax. And then I've had a really good weekend. So yeah, I then got up off the couch and just read my book and had a really good weekend. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. If you've had a bad day, just kind of like, oof. I did it, and then I had to like stop myself because I forgot about my glasses, so I had to like whip off the glasses and then face planted. So that was fun. What's your plug of the week?
My plug is, it is another TV show. I have been watching The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh yeah, everyone is watching that.
I started last Friday, and then that's all I watched the entire weekend because I was seeing on like TikTok and so like Team Conrad, Team Jeremiah. I was like, I need to make an informed decision so I know who I'm like what I'm doing. So I started watching it, so that everybody knows I am in fact Team Conrad. If you are fucking Team Jeremiah, I will fight you. I'm gonna beat you with my guitar because you're wrong. But it's now I'm all caught up, and the episodes are coming out weekly. And on Wednesday, I had a really shit day on Wednesday. Like I was full on having a fat cry in my room. Like, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to bed now. Scrolling through TikTok, and then it was just like episode 8, and I'm like, cool, I'm not going to sleep anymore. I'm gonna sit up and watch this. I mean, to be fair, I went to bed really early, but I would highly plug The Summer I Turned Pretty. It is so good, and I cannot wait. I think there's only 3 episodes left now, and I'm sitting here going, just give me the fucking episodes. I just need to know how it's gonna all wrap up, because there's only, in my head, there's only one. Well, there's 2 There's 2 things that it could do, and potentially there's 3, but we don't like the third option. But if you haven't watched it, I was surprised by how much I'm actually like loving it. So that's another TV show. Yeah, it's a teenagers falling in love, love triangle, but I really, really love it.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things, but then I've also heard that like one of the characters everyone hates, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with that.
I would still do it. I didn't know what I did not know what I was walking into when I started watching it. I was just like, from the reels, I was like, cool. He seems like this seems like a good person to be like, to be championing. But I was like, I need to be able to make a proper decision. So I started watching it, and the amount of ugly tears I shed just watching it last weekend, like every season it had its like moments where you just sit there going, it's been great. It's been very therapeutic.
I'm sure it has. Maybe I'll put it on when I feel like I need to cry.
I was at work, and my colleague turns to me, she goes, have you been watching this? And I'm like, yeah. And then she's asking me something, and then I'm like, what season are you on? She's like, I'm on season 1. And I'm like, that doesn't happen in season 1. And she's like, I'm on season 1, Bree. And I'm like, girl, you are not on season 1. That is season 3. And then she's like, and then we had a full-on debate about it for a couple of minutes. And then she went on Google, and she realized she'd watched the first few episodes of season 1, and then Prime had put her onto season 3. So she missed all of the end of season 1, all of season 2, and it's just been
she was very confused.
She was extremely confused, and I was like, you need to go back and watch all of them. And she says to me, I think it was on Friday, she goes, Brie, I've decided not to go back and watch them. And I'm like, what? You're missing all of the emotional, like, turmoil. She's like, I decided I didn't want that. And I mean, I know what happens already, but I was like, yeah, but it's not the same as watching all of this shit happen. And she was like, I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, fuck you.
It's like those people. Have you ever heard of those people who will read like the last chapter of a book before they even start the book, so they know how it ends? And I'm like, why would you do that?
Like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, what's the point? You want to know. But it's always funny if the end of the book is just really like it doesn't actually tell you anything. You're like, ha,
Yeah,
you know
sucker.
nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. Make sure to subscribe so we know you're here, and we appreciate you spending time with us today and every day, every time that you decide to listen. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram and our TikTok at the Broke Book Girls Pod. Anne, where can we find you?
You can find me at Runaway Irish Girl on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
And you can find me at Cheese and Reads on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure I say the right things. Oh man, I don't even know anymore. Make sure to subscribe and follow along on your listening platform of choice. We are everywhere you can think to find us: YouTube, iHeart, Apple, Spotify, everywhere. Tune in every Wednesday at 10 a.m. for a new episode. Thank you for joining and have a lovely week.
Bye.